guys, and welcome back to the Petersen Automotive Museum's YouTube channel. I'm Bea, and today we are looking at a car that defines the phrase purpose-built. When you think of a 1960s Alfa Romeo, your mind probably goes straight to a stylish Spider for a sun-drenched weekend in Portofino, or maybe a boxy, charming Giulia sedan. But what we have today is a completely different animal. It's small, it's angry, and it was designed to do exactly one thing: win races. This is the 1964 Alfa Romeo Giulia TZ, more commonly known to Alfisti as the TZ1. It's earned the nickname the baby GTO, and for good reason. It's one of the most uncompromised, focusing machines ever to wear the quadrifoglio badge, and it represents a bridge between road-going sports cars and purebred prototypes. To understand why this car looks so radical and frankly a little bit strange, we have to talk about the marriage of two legendary Italian names, Alfa Romeo and Zagato. By the early 1960s, Alfa was already dominating the 1.3-liter class with the Giulietta SZ. However, they knew the competition was getting faster, and they needed something more advanced to maintain their stronghold on the podium. The name TZ stands for Tubulare Zagato. Tubulare refers to its revolutionary tubular spaceframe chassis, a massive departure from the heavy steel unibody of the standard Giulia. Zagato, of course, refers to the legendary Milanese coach builder Zagato. Zagato was never obsessed with pretty in the traditional sense. They were obsessed with two things: lightweight and aerodynamic. They brought in a young, brilliant designer named Ercole Spada, the same man who gave us the breathtaking Aston Martin DB4 GT Zagato. Spada's mission was simple but difficult: shrink wrap a thin aluminum body over a birdcage of steel tubes. The result wasn't a car designed for a concours lawn. It was a car that looks like it's being sucked onto the pavement even when it's standing still. Every curve is functional, and every vent has a job to do. But the TZ1 wasn't just an internal Alfa Romeo project. It was a who's who of 1960s Italian engineering elite. The project was spearheaded by Carlo Chiti. If that name rings a bell, it's because he was the former chief engineer at Ferrari who led the famous Palace Revolt against Enzo. After leaving Maranello, he founded Autodelta. Autodelta quickly became Alfa Romeo's official racing department, and the TZ1 was their first true masterpiece. Chiti brought in Lodovico Cisolla to help hand-build the cars in Udine before eventually moving production to Settimo Milanese. And if anyone is Italian, I want to apologize. These guys weren't interested in building comfortable road cars, they were building weapons for the track. They took the reliable internals of the 105 series Giulia and they threw away the heavy shell, replacing it with a spaceframe chassis that weighed a mere 125 pounds. It gave the car incredible torsional rigidity while keeping the center of gravity impossibly low. The most striking and controversial feature of the TZ1 is undoubtedly the back end. It looks like someone took a saw to the tail of a car mid-design. This is the Cototronca, or Kamm tail. It was based on the groundbreaking theories of German aerodynamicist Wunderwald Kamm. The scientific idea is that chopping off the tail abruptly tricks the rushing air into thinking the car is much longer than it is. This creates a virtual long tail effect, significantly reducing drag and increasing stability at high speeds, essential for the long straights at Le Mans. Moving to the front, you'll notice how the nose sits incredibly low to the ground. It's so low, in fact, that engineers had to cant the engine over a 15-degree angle just to get the hood to clear the cam covers. If you look closely at the hood line, you'll see a distinctive asymmetrical bulge designed specifically to accommodate that tilted twin cam engine. It's a masterclass in tight, efficient packaging where no space is wasted. Under that low-slung, heat-extracting hood is the legendary Alfa Romeo 1.6-liter DOHC inline 4. Now, in a standard Giulia, this was a great, reliable engine. In the TZ1, Autodelta turned it into a high-revving fire breather. Let's look at some of the technical specs. 1,570cc twin cam featuring a special twin spark, twin plug, cylinder head for better combustion. Output, roughly 112 horsepower in street legal trim, but the full fat racing versions push closer to 160 horsepower, like this one. Transmission, a closed ratio 5-speed manual paired with a limited slip differential. This is the magic number. Just 1,450 pounds, or 660 kilograms. Top speed, a staggering 134 miles per hour, which was unheard of for a 1.6-liter car in 1964. Because it was so light, it didn't need a massive V12 to hunt down giants. It utilized 4-wheel independent suspension, a high-end rarity at the time, and inboard disc brakes at the rear to reduce unsprung weight. Every single nut and bolt was scrutinized to maximize the efficiency of every single horsepower that the engine could deliver. It made its competitive debut at the 1963 FISA Monza Cup, where TZs absolutely humiliated the field, taking the first 4 places. From there, it embarked on a global tour of destruction. It won its class at the most grueling races on the planet: Le Mans, the Targa Florio, the Nürburgring, 1,000 kilometers, and Sebring. It was so dominant that it earned that baby GTO nickname because it was doing to the under 2-liter class exactly what the Ferrari 250 GTO is doing to the big bore prototypes. When you climb inside, there's no sound editing, no plush carpet, and 0 luxuries. You get a thin, wood-trimmed steering wheel, a massive tachometer staring you in the face, and the intoxicating smell of high-octane fuel and hot oil. It's cramped, it's deafeningly loud, and it is absolutely perfect. By late 1964, Alfa and Zagato realized the tubular concept had even more potential. This led to the creation of the TZ2. For the second iteration, they ditched the aluminum body entirely in favor of to shed even more weight, and they lowered the roofline to a point where the car was barely waist high. Only 12 of those were ever built, making them some of the rarest and most expensive Alfas in existence. However, many purists believe that the TZ1 remains the purest expression of the original idea. It was the car that achieved homologation. Alfa had to build 100 units to qualify for the Grand Touring category, eventually finishing 112. It was a true dual-purpose car. Theoretically, you could drive it to the track, win your class, and drive it home, provided your ears could handle that. The TZ1 project was eventually phased out to make room for the legendary GTA and the mid-engined Tipo 33, but its impact on Alfa Romeo's DNA is still felt today. The twin spark technology it pioneered on the track became a staple of Alfa Romeo road cars for decades to come. It proved that lightweight and clever dynamics could overcome raw displacement every time. Today, a TZ1 is a blue chip collectible, with prices soaring well over $1 million, but beyond the financial value, it represents a golden moment in time. It was an era when a small, passionate team of engineers and visionary coach builders could take a humble sedan engine and create a masterpiece capable of taking on the world's greatest manufacturers. The TZ1 isn't just a vintage car, it's a 1,400-pound testament to the philosophy that less is more. It is the ultimate expression of the tubular spirit, stiff, light, and incredibly fast. It reminds us that racing isn't just about power, it's about the harmony of engineering and design. Thank you guys so much for watching. As always, I'll be here every week. You've been watching the Petersen Automotive Museum's YouTube channel. Bye!